Hey everybody, welcome back to The Wealth Journey. What I'm about to cover is not financial advice, it's purely just what I'm doing and playing with numbers to hopefully educate and make you think slightly differently about money. Okay, so in my month end update, see the card in the top right, I mentioned that I have enough money in my investments that I could fully pay off my mortgage right now if I wanted to, but I won't be doing that now or ever. So this video is going to cover off why that is the case. So I'm going to explain why simple maths tells you not to pay off your mortgage, as it's one of the cheapest methods to gain leverage and cheap money to create your wealth. If you do pay down your own mortgage, then you're in fact costing yourself money, and I'll tell you why and to what extent at the end of the video. Now, you've got to have a place to live, I accept that. And some say renting is dead money, which maybe it is. But sometimes it's not when you factor in the cost and fees of moving between one house to another when you own, the flexibility that renting gives you, so you can just move and give a month or two's notice, and the ability to have that deposit money that you sink into the house working for you in the market, growing in value at 8-10% a year on average. But either way, you need that roof over your head. And what I'm going to do is run through an example which you can see here on the right hand side of your screen. This compares paying off your mortgage over a 15-year period against paying off the mortgage over a longer, standard 30-year period. So the average cost for a house in the UK is £256,000 as of July 2021. So we are theoretically going to buy a house for £250,000 and put a £25,000 deposit down, or 10%. We will then compare the cost of a 15-year mortgage with a 2% interest rate against that of a 30-year mortgage with a 3% interest rate. The mortgage on the house costs £1,448 a month if you pay it off in 15 years, compared to £949 in a mortgage cost if you decide to pay it off over 30 years. The next part is then to use the difference between those monthly payments and invest that difference into the stock market, into a simple index fund at an annual growth rate of around 8%. So, for the first 15 years of paying down the 15-year mortgage, you're not investing any money into the market. But in the 30-year mortgage, you're investing the difference between the two payments, the monthly payments. So that works out to be around £499 a month in this example, which is £5,991 a year, 12 months payments. When you hit the 15th year, you'll see that now you've made all of the monthly payments and freed up that total amount to now invest. But in the 30-year scenario, you're still paying down the mortgage for another 15 years, so you can only invest the difference between that £499 a month. If we look at the bottom line here, which shows the total paid in mortgage payments to the bank, which I've just highlighted, you would end up paying an additional £80,878 in interest on the house by having a 30-year mortgage over a 15-year mortgage. Now, that is a lot, you might think, but because you're taking longer to pay down your mortgage, you have extra monthly cash flow, which allows you to take advantage of the stock market and participate for a further 15 years and allow compound interest to work for you. Your investment pot, which you can then use to cash flow your bills, for example, is over £223,500 higher in this example, in the scenario where you have paid off your mortgage in a longer period. You would have nearly £733,000 invested and working for you, against around £510,000 when paying off your mortgage earlier in the 15 years. After 30 years, you're in the same position with your house. You've paid it off in both scenarios. But what you have lost out on is that £223,500, which could be in your investment pot, which, if you assume a dividend of, let's say, 3% a year, that yields around £6,700. That works out to be £560 a month of additional cash flow if you don't pay your mortgage off early. So mathematically, and in terms of financial wealth, it makes no sense to pay off your mortgage with interest rates as they are, as you can earn more money in the stock market, which can ultimately cash flow your monthly payments and bills later on in life. Obviously the caveat is subject to the current low interest rates getting less than what the market is returning. Now ultimately, in my position, I don't really want to pay off my mortgage. I only choose to pay off my mortgage as it's a mortgage payment on my house similar to that what would be rent, but it's lower for me as I have a bit of equity left in my house, and it's a roof over my head in which a landlord can't decide to kick me out. Granted, the bank can if I miss mortgage payments. The only other reason you may want to pay down your mortgage is that you are a risk-averse person and can't stomach when the market drops, but you know you have a fixed monthly payment that you have to make. I hope this video has been interesting and has made you think a little bit more about how money works. If it has, drop it a like and subscribe to the channel to check out more of my content. But until next time, stay safe.